Look at this. It's worthless. $10 from a vendor in the street. But I take it, and bury it in the sand for 1,000 years, it becomes priceless. Like the Ark. Men will kill for it. Men like you and me.
What about your boss, Der Fuhrer? I thought he was waiting to take possession.
All in good time. When I'm finished with it. Jones, do you realize what the Ark is? It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking to God. And it's within my reach.
You want to talk to God? Let's go see him together. I've got nothing better to do.
And you're listening to the Press Play Podcast. What are you, episode 3?
Episode 3.
Yeah, full disclosure, because I believe in being real with you people. We like to release these on Wednesday, but when something nerd newsy happens, we like to get it out as soon as possible while it's relevant, and we just got done talking about the new Star Wars trailer, and I am exhausted. But now we can start talking about more pleasant things.
Yes.
I have Ian. With me, as always, is Garth.
Party
Jim
on,
Deere
Wayne.
Marlon Perkins. Seth, say hello.
Hello.
Okay, so little backstory. We're brand new. We let the fans decide on our Facebook page what we were going to talk about. And I want to I want to stop right there before we get into it. Seth, we have reached 800 likes in less than 3 weeks that the show has been on. That is amazing.
I am amazed that happened.
Yes.
We can't thank you guys enough.
Yes, and definitely keep listening. We try to get these out every week, like I said in the last episode. We definitely have a schedule that works for us, so there should be absolutely no excuse for us to not have a new episode out every Wednesday. And if we do, we'll probably just try to put it out on a different day, but it'll definitely be a once a week thing.
Absolutely.
So they voted between the Star Wars prequels and Indiana Jones. And at first, I thought that Indiana Jones was going to take it, because it did almost at the beginning. It just flew off with all the votes.
And it got so close. 2 votes decided this.
Yeah, and that is amazing, because it was like 53% to 47%, and it's Indiana Jones, because the Star Wars prequels just kept creeping up on him. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping that they would win.
I was
I
too,
could talk about
because
the Star Wars prequels forever.
Yeah. I was so ready to delve into that crap pile of film yet again. But I tell you what, since so many people wanted to see it or wanted to hear us talk about it, we're going to save the prequels for another time.
Oh yeah, we're definitely thinking like having a Star Wars month where, we talk prequels, OG, and the 2 new ones right before we get into Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That is the plan. I don't really want to discuss any of the spinoffs, mainly because I haven't seen Solo, and I fell asleep during Rogue One in the theater.
I did too, actually.
Okay. So I have not seen Rogue
right
One.
towards the middle. Yeah.
I woke up and they were on a planet trying to get the plans. I fell asleep, and I have not gone back and watched it since.
No, actually no.
I have no interest.
Just the last part with Vader.
Yeah, that was it. I'm glad I was awake for that. Okay, so Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford is probably I've never actually been asked to rank my favorite franchises before, but it is definitely one of them.
Yeah, it is the quintessential action adventure film.
Absolutely. It is. When Indiana Jones came out, I did not see it. I probably did not watch the Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time in its completion and love it till I was maybe 15 years old. And
okay.
That was like 2005.
I've loved this movie since I was a kid. I remember seeing it for the first time when I was 4 or 5 years old, and I watched it constantly. It's so much fun. There's so much happens in this movie.
Oh yeah, I would. There are not a lot of movies that I would consider perfect, but Indiana Jones, the first movie, just like what we talked about last week with Back to the Future, those are 2 damn near perfect movies.
Yeah, they are. Raiders is something special. Of course, it's a throwback to the old serials that Lucas and Spielberg were fans of when they were kids. The old adventure serials that came in the theaters. So it's sort of a homage to a B movie,
right?
And in some ways, the beats feel that way, but when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it's just a fun little adventure. With some dark aspects that I kind of want to get into, because I did watch the beginning yesterday, and there's some things that I noticed that Indiana Jones is kind of a psycho.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see where you go with that, but yeah, like you said, and like we said with Back to the Future, there's no point where it drags.
No,
like that is so important in a movie to me. Is like I don't want so much going on that it becomes unrealistic, or nothing's going on to where you just take me out of it.
Yeah, the pacing is perfect. It gives you there's differences in giving your audience room to breathe, and process what's happened so far, and then just nothing happening and just exposition dump, and I don't care.
And it's a very, it's an action adventure, and it takes itself very seriously, but it knows exactly when to throw in a funny moment.
It does, and it does so without having gags, because every time there's humor, it's basically commenting on, it comes from the character.
The situation that he's currently in.
Yeah, it lets you know a little bit more about who's making the joke.
Yeah, because obviously one of the best ones in the entire film is when the dude got the giant scimitar sword and just swinging it around. Indiana Jones pulls out the gun, bang, film legend.
Yeah,
some are even,
and happened because he had poops.
Yeah, some are even more subtle. Like when he's finally in the truck with the Ark, and a motorcycle's coming right up next to him, and you don't see him hit it, but you just see him jerk the wheel and smile. Just those subtle things that make you laugh because of what this character's going through, and it's just wonderful. Now that we're done talking about the jokes, I'm curious to see what you're talking about.
Okay. First of all, let's see. He straight up murders a few people.
Okay, yeah, obviously.
Threatens to murder Belloc twice, once in front of a bunch of people in a restaurant.
Yeah.
The main thing that caught my ears and my attention though was in the very beginning, whenever they're talking about finding the Ark, the history behind it, when they're in the classroom or whatever.
Yes.
And the government officials ask him how do you still talk to Abner and so on and so forth, and he said, well, we were friends, and he was my mentor, but we kind of had a falling out. And then, when he's about to leave, they start talking about Marion again. And he's like, Marcus is like, she's the least of your worries. You got the Ark to worry about. And then when he shows up in Nepal and finally confronts Marion, she's Indiana Jones. I never thought you'd walk through my front door. And she punches him in the face and said, I've learned to hate you over the last 10 years. And he says, what you were something about we were consenting or something. She said, I was a child. You knew what you were doing. I did what I did. Yeah. So he and her father had a falling out because he did what he did when she was a child. What did he do?
Okay. All right. Now before we start getting all accusy.
No, I mean,
I am not going to go. I'm not.
No, I'm not getting accused either. It's just,
I assume what she meant.
What the hell happened? I mean,
I assume what happened, and it was never laid out, so you pretty much just have to guess. My assumption was always she was like maybe 18, 19 years old. They had a fling, and he just left.
Yeah.
Or Abner didn't like him dating the daughter or whatever, and
then he broke it off because of that, and then still had the falling out with Abner.
That's what I always thought. I know what you're talking about. It's like, I was a child, blah blah blah. Like maybe don't use that word in your movie.
Yeah.
Because that is, especially because in 2019 people are going to start calling foul.
Yeah, exactly.
So But
yeah, there's about 5 headshots in this film.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised in this day and age. This film probably would have been almost rated R.
Well, that it was Indiana Jones 2 that created PG-13.
Yes.
Okay, which is also very fascinating. But there are quite a few headshots, mostly in the bar area.
Mm-hmm.
And just what I find that the good Indiana Jones movies have in common are Marcus, Sala, and Nazis.
Yes.
Because in the movies that are bad, those 3 things are nowhere to be found.
No, they're not. And the Nazis are just a good...
They're a good
villain
for him to have.
villain for him to have because they're They're easy to hate, for one thing.
Of course, because they're easily recognizable. They're bad.
Yeah, and they're just a faceless force that he can just take out, and you don't feel bad about him killing them.
Absolutely not.
Which makes for a, if you start feeling, why did he kill those people? It takes away from the fun of the adventure.
Also, another good thing that they both have in common is they're after Christian artifacts. Ones that deal in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the second one they're religious, but they're only religious to this particular tribe.
Well, that's the thing about the Indiana Jones universe is that all religions exist simultaneously, and they're all real.
Yes, but there's also aliens in this universe. So, we'll get to that. Jesus Christ. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to spoil that. Okay, so Indiana Jones 1... Oh, I can't talk enough good about this movie.
No, not at all. It's wonderful filmmaking.
What I really loved is that there's no real climax. Is like you think there's going to be when he's got the bazooka and he threatens to blow up the Ark and he just gives up, and the situation kind of just takes care of itself. And I'm surprised they went that way with it. Instead of him having to rescue Marion and the Ark in one gigantic action sequence. No.
It lets you know that the Ark, because it's pointed out earlier that the Ark is like nothing he's ever gone after before. And Sally even says, we're not supposed to find it. It's of God. And they find it, and whoever saw it, it destroyed and vaporized. So, yeah. It lets the audience know that, yes, indeed, this was the biggest thing out there, and it was going to take care of itself regardless.
Yeah.
Andy kind of didn't have to be there.
He didn't have to be there at all. It's just
However, I don't think it would have went the way that it went had he not.
No, what's funny is Indy 1 and 3 are both movies that he doesn't need to be there at all. The situation would have taken care of itself, because think about 3. Even if they'd have found the temple without Indiana Jones's help,
they couldn't have gone through it.
They couldn't have gone through the trials. So, and even if they did, there are so many cups to choose from. They'd have all picked the wrong ones because they're not as smart as he is. So these are just situations that just take care of themselves. You know what? Right on.
It's a nice little bow.
And 4 for that matter. But I don't care.
Oh yeah, the first one, we can gush about that all day. Second one, Temple of Doom.
This is what I've always said about Temple of Doom. And I will say this for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and all Indiana Jones movies. They all have fantastic opening sequences.
I disagree with the second one.
I love the second opening. You've got
Why are we watching a tap dancing number? It doesn't dude, if you were to turn that on and you didn't see Willie and I'll get to that bitch in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't see the Indiana Jones logo behind her while she's dancing. You missed that part, and you walk in the middle of the movie. You have to look and make sure you're in the right theater.
I more meant, the whole scene before they get on the plane. What antidote to the poison you just drank?
It's entertaining, but it has nothing to do with anything.
It really doesn't, and
you can argue that the opening sequence of Raiders doesn't either. But that whole opening sequence,
it introduces you to Belloc.
It introduces you to Belloc and the dichotomy between Jones and Belloc.
Absolutely,
this opening sequence had nothing to do with anything other than to drop him into India. That was it.
It was still a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
That's the thing about Temple of Doom. It's fun, but it's so stupid.
No, just that part. Okay, just that and the minecart chase are fun. In between that is a schlock of dog shit.
Yeah.
As soon as they get on the plane and Dan Aykroyd leaves the screen.
Why is he there?
I don't know. But as soon as the plane goes down, so does the movie.
Dude, as soon as they jump out of the plane in a raft.
Well,
you want to talk about a fridge being dumb? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
That is okay. We'll get into the fridge when we get to that, because there's a whole thing with that. But Indiana Jones has always been about finding a weird, not really logical solution to get out of his problems. And but you're right. The raft thing was dumb. It was
It's stupid
really dumb.
because you can only suspend your disbelief so far, and I do that when I go to a movie. I want to leave reality.
And we understand that this is a universe where somebody's ripping hearts out of people while they're still alive. We know. Okay, save your comments or don't. Whatever. Tell us how good we're doing. But as soon as they grab Kate Capshaw, I don't even remember her stupid name in the movie.
Willie.
As soon as they grab her, put her on the plane, I'm done. I hate this movie so much because there are so many things that are good about 1 and 3 that they did right. Number 1 is give them a strong female character. Willie is not at all. She is the worst.
Dude, they make a broken nail joke 4 times in this movie. 4 times. Oh my God, I broke a nail. Shut up. That's not funny.
Wait, okay, yeah.
All she does is scream at that whole entire scene where they're in the jungle camping out and she's screaming at the zoo.
Everything?
Yeah. An owl drops down. Ah! A snake. Ah! A lizard. You just stop. I get it. You're a priss.
Yeah. But
and I hate being wet. I hate being hot. And it's just why are you here? There was no reason for her to be there ever. She didn't do anything.
No, she used that movie to marry Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
It. And I'm sorry, maybe Marion wasn't the best at holding her own. She got captured a couple times, but at least she was a fighter. You would think that throw anyone in a situation like this, they're going to adapt or die. I was praying for the latter, but she didn't adapt. She just got more annoying.
The whole movie, it doesn't stop. She just gets exponentially worse as the minutes go by, and I cannot stand when she's on screen. I hate her so much. She's the worst character this side of a freaking Neil Breen film. I hate her.
Oh God, like I have opinions on Short Round, but he at least occasionally.
I think Short Round was a product of the 80s, having a little kid sidekick.
He absolutely was. Like what is his name? Ki Kwan, I believe. Like he was just fresh off of that right into the Goonies.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely a trend, but I don't understand why he's here.
I don't either.
Why did you bring this kid?
Because he can fit into small spaces?
Because he's a psychopath. Because Indiana Jones is a psychopath.
He's a psychopath. The first thing he does when they start to laugh at him about the antidote is he picks up a flaming skewer and runs a guy through with it.
Yep.
He throws it like Achilles.
So basically, he has this Robin that he didn't even train to fight. He's just like here to basically tell everybody, like, hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones. Like, okay, thanks. Could have done that myself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Could have done all of these things. Well, okay.
I just think that Indy, this is a story to where Indy should have probably been by himself. I think it would have been more compelling.
Yes and no. Somebody should have been there with him, but
I think it's somebody that maybe he would have met there.
Yeah, maybe, because somebody had to get him out of the trance.
Yeah,
and it was Short Round, but yeah, somebody had to be there with him, but it did not have to.
But
be
even
them.
getting him in the trance was pointless.
It was
because it meant nothing. He was in it for what, 2 minutes?
Yeah, 2 minutes of the movie. That was it.
And he gets with fire, and all of a sudden he's okay.
Ow! Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good now. That's all it takes.
And then the minecart chase.
And that never ever happened before with all the fire around.
Yeah, there was a lot of fire. Like there's lava 20 feet that way.
I mean, this movie is just, it's got some great sequences. The minecart sequence alone is worth the price of admission because that's fantastic.
I do not hate Molaram as a villain. He was pretty compelling.
Yeah, it's just too bad he wasn't in it much.
No, he wasn't. It's like, okay, this guy has this cult following. He can rip out your heart. Okay, that's cool. And it's still alive, or you're still alive somehow. I don't know what that really showed, that proved.
That he has supernatural powers, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like, it was a cool shot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, and then the ending for me, after the minecart chase, it was just okay.
Yeah. When all the kids come back, and then Willie goes back into Willie mode, and then he throws oh, God.
What I don't understand is you never explain how these rocks that they're looking for work. and all of a sudden he just like, you betrayed Shiva, blah blah blah, and the rocks start to glow or what? Like, can I have an explanation on that?
Yeah, because they
Give
were
me
glowing
5
when he,
seconds of
they
dialogue.
were glowing when he stole one and it didn't burn him, but these burned through the bag.
Yeah, I need 5 seconds of dialogue to explain this, and then we'll be fine. Because they just did things,
Yeah,
That's
they
it.
did whatever the script wanted them to.
and that's ridiculous. What I really love is that after this is part 3.
Yes.
Part
Last Crusade is
You
buddy.
you might as well ask, if I had 2 children, you might as well ask me which one of them I love the most, because I'm going to give you the same answer. I love them both equally. I have never been able to decide which movie I love more.
I love Last Crusade for different reasons than I love Raiders.
I think that is also, yeah, you're probably right. Like, I love them equally, but there's things about each of them that I love more. Like, I'm just going to start out, in Last Crusade, I love Sean Connery as his dad.
What a great casting.
Great addition to his little crew. Because, yeah, you bring back Sala, which is cool, but there's this, instead of having to protect this kid, you've got this old man who actually brings something to the table.
Yeah, he does. He's incredibly intelligent. He's a little what's the word I'm looking for? Skittish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Doesn't necessarily agree. We're talking about Indiana Jones just straight up murdering folks. It's used as a joke in this film. Because when he pulls the gun and
Look what you did.
But Dad, and he just blows the Nazis away. Look what you did, Junior.
I can't believe what you did.
But then he winds up killing a couple of Nazis too. So, like father, like son.
Because he remembered his Charlemagne.
Yeah. And I don't I've always thought that the part where he's fooled by the Nazi woman, what's her name?
Elsa,
when he's fooled by her and his father is telling him don't listen to her. I always thought that Indy just like totally giving in and not taking what his father says into account at all was a little out of character.
See, I did not, because
he always goes for the dames.
Well, not only that, but he could have explained right then and there why he shouldn't trust her, and he kind of did. He's like, she's with them. That's why I sent you the book.
Yeah, he could have said, yeah, she talks in her sleep, and I was, kind of doing her.
Yeah.
And you need to listen to me because, she's not a good guy.
Yeah, that I did appreciate that, because when I first saw it, I was like, wait, she's a bad guy. That's not okay. But she was so cool. Like, she was my favorite indie girl. Like Bond has girls. She was my favorite indie girl.
Yeah.
Why is she bad?
Because she had to be. It was a nice little twist.
It was also nice that she wasn't inherently evil.
Yeah, it was.
So she was
they showed that at the book fire.
She was more of a female Belloc.
Yeah.
Because she believes, she even said it, I believe in the Grail, not the swastika. She's an archaeologist. That is what she's Belloc with boobs.
Pretty much. She's one that, like he did, took the easy way to find something.
Yeah.
Stealing from others, and like Belloc always did. Indy always did all the hard lifting.
Absolutely, always, and that's kind of what got him so screwed over so many times.
Yeah, exactly. But Crusade, I don't know. It's a special little film. It really is. It recaptured Indiana Jones again.
Yeah, especially
because I think Temple of Doom lost some people.
It absolutely did, because with Raiders of the Lost Ark, you have this very long car chase sequence where he's trying to get the Ark back, and he finally does. And in Last Crusade, you've got this very long tank sequence that is just perfect.
Oh yes, that's phenomenal.
That is one of the greatest scenes put on film. Is that some people think it runs a bit long, and even sometimes I'm watching it, I'm like, I forget how long this scene actually is, but I love every second of it.
It's a good 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a long time in movie time.
Yeah, because we've got things to do. We got to wrap this sucker up.
Exactly.
But I always love it, even though sometimes I'm like, man, I kind of wish this would hurry up. But oh, look, shiny thing. That's pretty much how I feel.
But even the MacGuffin was great.
Yeah, I definitely
going after
agree.
the Grail, the greatest archaeological discovery.
I thought, yeah. Well, which is it? Is it the Ark or the Grail? Which is it?
They say it's the Grail. The Ark was the most powerful.
I don't know.
The Grail couldn't be used as a weapon. Ark could, if you understood it. Which is why they hid it away. But
well, the problem with the Grail is that you can't take it anywhere. You found a thing.
You found the thing, and if you drink from it, you're only immortal if you stay there.
Yeah, pretty much.
You leave, and nope. You leave the threshold, and you're human again.
Yeah, which is kind of why I think the Ark is a better treasure, because they actually got it. I like that they found the thing. Mm-hmm. It's just that not only that knight's probably fucked.
Yeah,
because they lost the cup.
It's down
in a crevice. He's not going to get it.
No, he's not.
He pretty much just waved and disappeared. He Luke Skywalkered himself.
And then they ride off into the sunset like nothing happened.
Okay. Which leads us to
2-4.
About, what was it, 25 years later?
Yeah.
2-4.
When this movie come out, like 2013?
2009. I remember because I still want my money back.
Was it that long ago?
2009 or 2008. I remember it was.
It was that long ago.
It was in between Iron Man and Incredible Hulk. I worked in a movie theater at the time, and I saw it, and I hated it. Even then, I hated it because I was excited.
I remember getting the girl I was dating at the time and her parents to go with me to go watch this movie, and I have never been so embarrassed.
Yeah.
To bring someone to a film, because it kept going on. I kept looking at their faces up like, holy crap, they hate it too.
I've walked out of one movie in my entire life. This was not it, but it was damn near close. I walked out of The Hulk with Eric Bana. I screw this movie. But I almost walked out of Indiana Jones 4.
I was about halfway through when I felt that way, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see it through to the end. Maybe it gets good, and it just never does.
It has maybe one or two really great things.
I love the 50s diner scene. I think that was and the motorcycle chase that follows it. Yes. I think that was extremely well done. That felt like an Indiana Jones film.
So did the chase through the warehouse, and you got to see the Ark of the Covenant, and it was awesome.
And wouldn't that have been a better story than an alien head? Trying to go back and find the Ark again?
Because it was stolen?
Because it was stolen.
By KGB or whatever?
Like they hear remnants of someone's looking for it. Oh, crap, we got to stop this. That would have been great.
Yeah, and the only person who knows anything about it is Indiana Jones. Sure, he's a little older, but he'll put the hat right back on, he'll get the whip, and he'll go.
That would have been great if the government would have came to him again and said, hey, someone stole the Ark.
You know what I did not like in this movie, and it was right off the bat, as soon as Shia LaBeouf showed up. End of thought. Okay, but no, as soon as he said his name, Mutt, I'm like, that's his kid.
Yep.
They're playing off the stupid joke that Indy's the dog. God damn it, I hated that so much. Like
I did too.
Why is okay? I understand.
You could have brought Marion back without a kid, dude. You
could have brought back just some kid. Like Short Round was a kid. He wasn't your kid.
Exactly.
Why does he have to be your kid? Just so you can get that shot at the end of the movie where Shia tries to take the hat and
why
put it on?
couldn't he have been one of his archaeological students that was trying to emulate him and found out he went on all these adventures and he stuck along with him? There's so many things that have been done better.
Or he's just a greaser that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
There you go.
And he needed somebody's help. I don't know.
But dude, when you watch the behind the scenes of Crystal Skull, and you hear Spielberg,
I'll get right on that.
When you hear Spielberg talking about all of the ideas that George Lucas had, that he was just like, okay, George, we'll do this, we'll do that.
Oh yeah,
oh my God, his ideas are terrible.
Dude, trust me, you can watch this movie having never seen it, and you can pick out exactly what was George's idea. Swinging monkeys
on vines is definitely George Lucas' idea.
Digital gophers. There's no way in hell.
A man getting eaten by ants, George Lucas.
Yeah. You're not telling me that Steven Spielberg thought it was okay for Cate Blanchett and Shia LaBeouf to be sword fighting through a jungle on moving cars. Maybe just standing there, sword fighting, sure. But on moving cars through a jungle, that was all him.
Yeah, it was.
They're just barely one time mentioned that he was a fencer. Like, oh, shut up.
Okay, guys, we've got this great little sequence here. Shia and Kate, you guys are going to fight on the edge of a cliff while they're trying to fight over the skull. But Steven, I have this great little
No
tech
one cares
demo,
about your ideas.
But I have this great tech demo of monkeys swinging on the vines. I think we can make it work.
They have in the jungle sequence. They have this giant machine that clears away the jungle. It
looks like something out of an anime.
It's the first thing blown up, and the jungle clears right up. Now, I wholeheartedly disagree that they should have brought in Abner Ravenwood to this movie.
Yeah, he was kind of a waste.
Don't get me wrong. I love John Hurt as an actor. Why is he here? I thought he was supposed to be dead.
He was supposed to be dead, yeah. So you take all the weight out of that.
Yeah, that's gone.
And give no reason for it other than that he's just been there the whole time.
And he's a nut bar.
Yeah.
He says not one comprehensible thing the entire film.
Until the very end.
Yeah, so stupid.
Oh my God, this movie's Crystal Skull's just a mess.
Yeah, and what the very end when the alien ship takes off is like, knowledge was the real power. Shut up.
Oh God, this movie, it missed the mark so much, so far on what makes Indiana Jones Indiana Jones. They try to recapture it, but it just falls flat on its face.
Absolutely.
The story is just so silly.
And there's a lot.
And I know what they're trying to do, the whole B sci-fi 50s thing, but why? That's
there's so much of this movie where, again, Indy doesn't even need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because so much of this movie goes on without him. Like they would have eventually, I'm sure, at the beginning, that's the only place you needed him because he had to find the skull or whatever. But once they get to the jungle or whatever, and you see Marianne for the first time and John Hurt's character, you could have shot Indy in the head. The movie would have progressed just like it did.
Yeah, because she would have went to the thing and it still would have killed her.
He did nothing. He was just there. And that's not Indiana Jones. He's the center of what's happening because it's happening to him. Shit's just happening around him in this movie.
Yeah. It's happening. Yeah, it's kind of just happening around him.
That's pretty much it.
This freaking movie, it drives me nuts. I tried watching it again. I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, because it's on FX all the time.
Yeah, I could not do it, dude. It's on Netflix, and I just could not finish it. I couldn't do it.
I can't start it. I've seen it one time, and that was in that theater in 2008 at the Grand Theater in Panama City. I'll never watch it again. The fact that I could conjure up so much information about this movie just based off of not seeing it for 11 years.
Yeah, I have it. I watched it. I've seen it twice. That's it. Because I wanted to give it a second chance. Like, just kind of like what I did with the prequels. I wanted to give them a second chance, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't hold up.
Dude, this isn't a Star Wars movie where you have to go back and make sure that you're not crazy. I knew this movie was wrong.
There was just, I don't know, man. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on the 2, and then the other team grabbed it.
Hard fall. And I hope to God they'd never make another one.
No, they are making another one. That's been confirmed.
And that's the problem. Because I don't know how old the man is. Harrison Ford can't do this anymore.
He's in his 70s.
He can't do this anymore. He's going to hurt himself.
That's why they have stunt doubles.
I know, but this movie does not need to happen. I am against it. And I love Indiana Jones.
So do I.
I love it so much, but
I love it so much that it needs to stop.
Yeah. Just like we talked about it. I love The Matrix. Don't make a fourth one.
Yeah, exactly. Because look what happens.
But wheels for that are already in motion as well. So pretty much they are trying to kill every franchise that I fell in love with as a kid. All
for the sake of nostalgia. We have no ideas.
Yeah, nostalgia makes money. Well, creativity makes money too. It's just easier to copy and paste something that you've already done.
It is. It really is. And making sequels to movies that are 10, 15, 20 years old.
Stupid. Always been a bad idea. There's not one that you
Has
can
there
tell
ever
me,
been one time that it's worked?
Yeah, I was just about to say, there's not one that you can tell me that's good.
I'm racking my brain.
Yeah, think on it. Leave us a message if you can think of one, because damn it, I'm blanking.
No, I can't. Not one that's, no. Mm-mm. I think the Bill and Ted movie is a bad idea.
I do too. I absolutely do, and they are cashing in
But
on the
as
same thing.
much
that we
as
just
I
talked
love
about.
Keanu Reeves, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that is the case where I know they had a script together before they even signed on to it. So I trust his judgment. So
Maybe it'll be funny. I'd love to be
maybe.
proven wrong, but statistically, these things just don't work.
They never have. Like I said, I can't think of a single instance where it did. And if you can, please leave us a message.
That was the whole problem with the Indiana Jones. It didn't move it didn't move forward with anything. It's like they wrote themselves into a rut in a way, and they couldn't dig out.
Right.
They didn't know what else to do with Indy. They just wanted to make him do Indy stuff, but he's old now, and we'll make old jokes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He called him Gramps and all that throughout the entire film. Go back. If you're going to make another one, I don't know if the script's been written or not. Go back to religious artifacts. Leave the aliens out of this. Which
go back and find the art, dude.
I don't know why. I don't know why they did that anyway. Because now, if they make a fifth one and it's not like a reboot or anything, like okay, now we know aliens exist, so that's going to get brought up when it shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about that movie and let's go with what the movie should have been to begin with, and that's the government coming to Indy and have him find the Ark again because someone has stolen it.
Yes. Do what Dragon Ball Super did to Dragon Ball GT. Just act like it didn't happen.
Yep, exactly. That'd be the best thing they could absolutely do.
Because trust me,
I would not mind that story at all.
Yeah, I live my life every single day acting like Indiana Jones 4 never happened.
Yep.
Although I still want my money back. All right. I've got nothing else to say about this movie. I know we could bash it for another 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure people would get sick of that.
Yeah.
So
just this franchise as a whole, when you look at all the good parts versus the bad parts, it's overall just a phenomenal watch. If you've never seen them, please do, because you owe it to yourself. If you like movies at all,
owe it
to yourself to watch these films.
Yeah, 1 and 3 are definitely staples of cinema mastery. Like everybody was on point.
And watch 2 if you want to see just things that annoy you and complete and utter cultural insensitivity.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god! When I saw the dinner scene again, was it today?
Super racist.
Oh my god! When they brought out, I was like, they did not just bring out snakes and monkey brains and eyeball soup. That's terrible.
Oh man,
and beetles and shit. Oh my god, that was just awful.
So if you want to follow us, you can do that on Facebook at Podcast Press Play. Thank you to everybody listening on YouTube. If you are listening on YouTube, you'll notice there are some subscribe buttons. One's to our Facebook and another one's to Spotify. And everybody listening on Spotify, Stitcher, and Apple Podcast. This was episode 3 of Press Play Podcast. I'm Ian.
I'm Seth.
And I think we should tell them what we're going to do next week.
Yeah,
because
let's do that.
I finally got around to it.
Oh, yeah?
After you and our friend Dasher, shout out, he was our other half on Word of the Nerd. I finally watched The Boys.
Ooh,
I watched
buddy.
all of it. I didn't get up to pee. This show had me.
Dude, the show's
I started at 10 in the morning, watched it all, got up to pee.
Yeah,
that's how
there
that
is
day
so
went.
much to talk about with this series.
This show is, we're not going to get into it, but I'll just say one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, it really is. It had me hooked.
All right, so that's what we're going to do next week.
Yep, next week's The Boys.
All right, see you then.